sold off in the last few years, and now we're being told there's a shortage of places. The council have increased the numbers of reception for children in reception absolutely dramatically. However, it tends to be more in Streatham and Brixton that they're finding they've got extra numbers. We've actually a shortage of children in the borough at the moment, and we are affected just because we're on the outside. We're across the main road, and a number of parents choose not to come for us. We have Wandsworth who turn their nose up at Lambeth as well sometimes. Unfortunately, we are being promised that there will be a number of children, not surprisingly, through the regeneration project. When I went to see the plans for the regeneration project, there was no talk of any schools. In fact, I was passed from person to person, being told, yes, there must be some schools somewhere, but there weren't any planned at all. I know that has changed slightly, but there's still, as we know, money is found for all sorts of things, but not necessarily what we actually need. So in terms of numbers, it's a very variable thing. We don't know, but obviously it's a valid point.
Okay. John, and then I'd like Nicola to tell us, if you could, what is the council has intended as the next step for the consultation and so on. So we could give some thoughts to that.
Yeah, one of the comments again that Lambeth Living were making was about, and they're bragging about this Lambeth housing standards, where they're upgrading numerous properties, improving kitchens, bathrooms, etc. Now it appears that some of this work is being done in regeneration areas, and they're also replacing roofs in areas that are due for regeneration. Now, has somebody got an overall look at what is going to happen and where it's going to happen? Because they're chucking good money after bad. If they're chucking money into Lambeth housing standards, which they're all standing up and bragging about, and then they're saying, oh, we're going to improve the whole area by knocking it down 12 months later. Yeah. They are all full of shit and a Christmas turkey.
Yeah. Just before they came and told us that they wanted to knock down, they gave the people who have garages, I like to say that they're going to come and change the doors of the garage. And then at the same time, which there would be a cost because the garages are rented, on the same week we were told that they wanted to come and knock down the garages. So I wrote to the council and said, can you please talk to each other? Can you have a strategic, sensible plan where you don't change roofs, kitchens and bathrooms, so then you come and knock it down afterwards? Steve, you wanted to say something?
I've heard, I presume that if any development goes ahead, that it will be partly funded by developers, and there'll be a proportion for private housing and a proportion for social housing. No, it's just I've heard of housing units where there's a separate entrance for people with social housing. Yeah. I'd like to have an absolute 100% guarantee that if anything like that happens here, that there's the same bloody entrance for everyone.
That project in Vauxhall, the St. George's Wharf, is exactly like that. You have the social housing entrance, and you have the private.
I would just like 100%. I would just like 100% commitment from the council that if any development that goes on here, that
is a community quality
entrance for everyone, because that's.
It is ridiculous.
I'd like to just say to that. I knew that on 50 Crown Estate, close, I think they're concerned of. Yeah. Plus, back in, I think, in the early 60s, I used to play on that estate. This estate. No, that was concerned with high density at the moment. I just like to feel that I know a few people, family members and friends, who live in such projects. They have affordable housing. In some places, they're not allowed to use front entrance. There's a couple of buildings that I know that the part of the building is people who don't own their property doesn't actually have a lift. My daughter-in-law, she was on the 4th floor, and actually broke her leg. And a few months, we had to bump her up all those stairs. And then the other point was, and there's one in Lambeth, where one of my sons live, that if you don't own your property, you're not allowed a space in the car park. And if you phone Lambeth up to get one, and your address comes up, when you go to pay, you're actually banned from obtaining one. So these are the kind of issues, I'm sure...
This really happens.
Those are the kind of things we might
Okay, sorry. Nicola, can you guys, just a second, can you tell us what in your view, what is happening next?
about numbers more generally? Do they think there should be no building? Do they think less building? Are these numbers okay? A lot of people have given them back. A copy of the exhibition boards and this form is going to go to everyone's door tomorrow. And we've got various ways of getting feedback back to us. So it would be great for as many people as possible to fill this in and present. And there's also space for people to write extra things. And if people who don't live on the estate want to give things to us, that's great. Just say what the residents are all over. What happens after? So we then summarise the effect goes back to residents and to members who are the board.
Can I just say that so far, we haven't been reading minutes. I know that this morning my phone is full of emails, but I can't speak for this morning. I speak up to last night. We haven't been giving minutes of these meetings. We haven't been giving, other than the very first pre-exhibition steering group figures. We haven't been given a timeline, a clear timeline. And I understand you work for the Metropolitan Architect.
So the notes are now on the website, on the Facebook page. You can email those. A lot of people are on Facebook.
That's your page. Not our page.
So that's this one. I'm trying to say all of this. So things are being made available there. Which is just taking a while to do that. Count on the legs of those meetings.
Well, I was saying it is in the state.
Sorry,
It's in the Facebook or...
we have requested that minutes are taken, which they were not. We have requested ish. I had to start in a meeting and say who is taking minutes here today, and then Faraz just stood up to take the minutes. So the minutes have to be made available. The questions that the residents are asking one at a time need to be made available. The points that residents are making need to be open for discussion. This divide and rule has to stop. These droppings have to stop. They are not reproductive.
What is the best way to circulate this? What is the best way to get that?
Excuse me, we've been saying this since day one.
Now it's too late.
Since day one, we've been telling you put hard copies through everyone's door, which is what you've said, and today no one has had a hard copy of anything.
Okay, so at the back, guys, at the back, and then we're going to need to come up with some proposals and actions, okay?
I mean, I can understand Nicola is in a difficult position.
Can we
But,
speak up?
sir, I can understand Nicola is in a difficult position, but two things. One, why is it Lambeth here? Can you tell the meeting why Lambeth? Right. Then number two is, how many of these types of meeting have you done since November? This is what a consultation looks like. How many have you done like this?
Since this project
Since this
started,
project started.
how many meetings such as these
Have you done?
have you done?
I mean, we've had the steering group meeting.
Look like this.
Answer a number.
It's the first one.
Thank you.
I
Ta-da.
personally declared, and the council takes
And almost
back,
answer.
that we need a big meeting like this where everybody's invited, where the architects are here, where the council officers are here, where everything is laid out, and where all these detailed questions that people are asking, how can they take a view of something if they don't really know what the repercussions are for them, or whether it's to do with changing of their tenancy, whether it's to do with the leaseholder issue, all these things, and that would just assume that everybody is going to sort of fill in that form, which is full of questions that you can really anyway, you can take anyway, and I think you need a proper meeting.
Yeah, but we have had meetings. I mean, we were here on Saturday.
But you have a meeting.
I know we didn't have a meeting in this form. So when are you going to have one? Sorry? When are you going to do one?
Or are you going to take it back to the architects who you are very good to Spain? And hope that the architects will take that back to
So can I
London?
just clarify? So the request is for an open meeting like this.
Yes.
And Lambeth and the
Yes.
Yes.
What's the timeline?
Sorry. Okay, so the first action is that we're going to have a request a meeting with the council, an open meeting. I hope you are going to be able to facilitate the chairs, okay? I promise to help move the chairs away.
When you ask for that officer to be present, we need to ensure that the officer present, A, are knowledgeable, and B, have the power to make decisions. Because very often, if people
hiding everything. So you're absolutely right. We would like a meeting, but we would like a meeting with people who will have to present. With whoever is the project manager for this, well, one day is Julian, another day is you, another day is Julian again. Okay.
Just one quick question.
Guys, let's try to wrap it up and get some actions here.
Just a quick question. That during the last Lambeth Leaseholders Committee forum, which I was sitting next to the Chief Executive, Mr. Gallagher, and this meeting was not brought up. It was not advertised. Nobody knew about this. I got a phone call from Ros Monday telling me that this meeting was on. And I'm here to represent Lambeth leaseholders. So why weren't we invited and informed about this before?
Sorry, I responded to that because this meeting has been called by the residents because Lambeth has refused to create this forum for us to meet. So I and some of the residents here have called, asked everyone to come, invited Cage.
So Lambeth are still keeping their heads below the parapet, yeah? Thank you.
The next one, so the first one is to call a meeting with the council.
They paid for the letter that goes round, they invite it, they organise it,
and pay for the people who are going to come in afterwards. Make sure that you signed the attendance list, please. The second, yes, Ben.
I was just wondering, obviously there's massive time constraints. If they're saying they're going to make this decision by July, obviously waiting for another meeting to take place. You've asked for all sorts of answers in this meeting, or you've raised all sorts of questions tonight. I'm wondering whether it's totally acceptable, as far as I'm concerned, it is, to write those questions down, to present them to the council officers, so that they respond to those in writing prior to that meeting, so you get a huge amount of information shared. Right, you're saying they've already done that, then so I think you need to share with people how they've done that.
So you missed that? Yeah, but because this is really important. Because there are time constraints.
Something like that, I can't agree.
So there are time constraints.
Okay, so hold on. Linda, are you saying that these questions have already been answered?
Oh, a lot of them have.
Where?
Okay.
Where?
Was it you who asked?
I asked several questions, as you know, but I am not Westbury State. I am not Westbury State. I resent being picked on as Westbury State. I resent being pinpointed as Elaine is saying this, Elaine is saying that. I am not here. I help this group of people to come together. I'm not. Let's not make a politics of let's discredit Elaine.
No, she
Let's
doesn't
stop
do
that.
for other residents. Why aren't you giving them what we're asking for?
What we are not giving me, excuse me, sir, not giving me, giving you all. I don't want to be addressed as Elaine about myself. I'm not here on my personal life. I'm here just helping you guys to get together and get the answers that we need. So the residents want to be addressed. The residents want the answers. Preferably invite to the letterbox as has been promised in the past. Concise answers, and I think that's absolutely fine. I just wanted to put one proposal forward before I pass it on to you, that we make a formal request that this does not go to cabinet vote in July.
We need a reputation for council. That's what we need. It means we go to different democratic services, and then you ask to speak to full council and put your case forward.
I think actually, because the same thing applies to tonight's walk, quite the timing, and to a couple of others, I think there should be a united council delegation, because July is just ridiculous. I mean, even if Lambeth Council had done this brilliantly, and had been coming to every meeting, giving the information and doing it all right, it was an incredibly short time. But as they haven't done that, and the councillors don't seem to have the answers for all the questions tonight either, so why...
That's another action. They're going to put a request
that needs to be brought together as a plan from the estate. Not lots of different ones, but a single plan that you can agree on and that you feel you can all support, which most closely matches what you need, but recognising what the council's ambitions are. I will say that there's one thing that I've been involved in some exchanges over this, and the council officers keep saying that they don't attend the meeting tonight because of the fact that people are very hostile. The fact that they're steering things to us. I think it's very important that you recognise that from the council, from officers don't see it as personal. They're given a duty to do If you get into an argument with an individual officer, they don't care, they're just doing their job. What you have to do is give them an argument.
Councillor Bennett needs to be here. He's the lead.
I think you really need to not let it be personal, but be as business-like as you can. And because the fact is, the officers are going to deliver whatever plan is agreed on. It's in your best interest that the officers recognise your needs and don't see you as hostile. Because it's not personal in that way. And I think but I think it's really important that you have a very strong sense, a very strong proposal for what you want to do. That is by far the best way to counter some of the more extreme options that the council officers have proposed.
So just closing on that, we need to make sure that you guys have put your contact details, which I'm sure a lot of you will have on the attendance list, and that we can keep you guys informed. Avastaska takes a minute. We've got Penelope, one of our growing up residents on the stage, born on the stage, filming it so we can then recapture some of the things that we miss out. We have quite a lot of people showing interest in working with us and giving us ideas. Thank you very much for all of you who came. But what we need to do is then to present to the council a more unified view, and then we're going to need to have more meetings like this so we can keep the discussion going and we can keep coming to one unified view for the residents. You wanted to say something?
I want to sort of touch on it, which is Ron. Again, a very exciting point in the sense that, not showing hostility to the council. But I think that's a bit condescending. I don't see anyone here who's acting like an animal.
Oh, no, he didn't say that.
No. The email you referred to was sent to everyone, to all the residents. And the best of my recollection, it was suggested by, it's a public record by Julian Hart, that apparently he was told that this would be a political meeting, and given the proximity